is where the heart is and where you should be laid to rest. But that can be tricky when you live in the diaspora. It's expensive and bringing a body back can be complicated, turning a peaceful farewell into a nightmare. But with EcoShore Diaspora Funeral Cover, you can prepare your final trip back home with ease. You can add dependents, giving you all access to a payout to help with financing a funeral. Sign up for EcoShore Diaspora Funeral Cover today by visiting www.ecoshore.co.zw/diaspora.
Is that a breakup? I think we have a situation right here. On the Feeling Station.
Yo, what's up?
Hi.
You are really lucky the connection decided to behave today. Like I'm calling a minute before because I didn't want to have no trouble. So yeah, your ancestor gang is doing the things. Thank you very much.
Yeah, they're trying.
Welcome to the Feeling Station.
Oh, thank you so much.
For those listening to the podcast for the first time, it's a romantic, family and friendship breakup podcast showcasing stories that people would like to talk about with a view to give you lessons from their experiences. Now, I hope you find today's story entertaining, but more importantly, meaningful. And the podcast is really popular for two main reasons. The first being I do my best to keep you anonymous, my friend. Are you Are you ready for the name that I have for you?
Oh, I'm ready.
Cool. So we are in the beautiful sunny country of Chad. And your name is actually an Arabic name because of the culture that's around people in Chad. And your name is Hawa, right? Which is Hawa, Hawa.
Okay.
Right? And what that means is life. And that is really a significance, in the Arabic culture because they associate that with Eve from the Garden of Eden, Adam's missus. And the importance of that life component is they see Eve as the mother of humanity.
Okay.
So giving you the name Hawa embraces life and motherhood of humanity.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
That story is related to that. You'll see.
It's all right. Oh, is it? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And what are you calling the person you're talking about today?
I'm gonna call him Mr. Dimples.
Mr. Dimples.
Yes.
That's kind of cute, you know.
I think so. Yeah. Maybe, I don't know. Yeah.
But why did you choose Mr. Dimples? Does he have dimples or?
Yeah, he has dimples, and that was initially what attracted him to me. I also have a dimple, and he has dimples, so that was the thing.
So you're like dimple gang, gang.
Yeah. Cute people trying to date cute people.
Okay, so the story is about Chad and Mr. Dimples. Sorry, I'm saying Chad. Hawa and Mr. Dimples. And the second reason why the podcast is doing really great is they're real life lessons that people walk away with from what you're about to share. So what would you like anybody listening to today's episode to take away?
Okay, I think I have about 5 lessons.
Yay. Okay.
And the first one is past trauma and past hurts matter.
Mm-hmm.
Know who you're getting in bed with, literally. Know who you're getting in bed with. Literally.
Know who you're getting in bed with, literally. Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then
number
the second
2.
lesson is, love yourself enough to walk away from toxic relationships.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. And the third lesson is you were okay before you met them, and you're still going to be okay even after you meet them, even if it takes you a long time to heal.
I really like that because most people are very quick to say I was never the same after somebody's experience, isn't it? Yeah. But you do become okay, although you might be a different version of you.
It might be a different version.
Yeah, but you will still be okay ultimately.
Yeah.
Okay, you got a fourth one? Yeah, number 4?
Yeah. Dreams and hopes might be crushed, but life always has a way of giving you better than you expected.
I really like that. I like that. Nice. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and the last one is, regardless of the situation, babies are a blessing.
Amen to that. But I gotta be careful
Yeah.
because I get excited about babies and children. But like I keep saying, I'm trying to tone it down because just like the episode that just come out, episode 199, it's not everybody who thinks that babies are a blessing.
Yeah,
She
it's
really
not.
told a
Yeah.
very very difficult story, and her lesson was not everybody's is meant to have kids. And here you are saying that regardless of the situation, babies are a blessing. So yeah, okay, let me just say cool and leave it there. Right.
Yeah, you'll see why. Yeah.
Cool. So I'll just play those lessons back. Number one, past traumas and past hurts matter. Know who you're getting in bed with, literally, right? And then number two, love yourself
Yeah.
enough to walk away from toxic relationships. Number three, you were okay before you met them, and you are still going to be okay after them, even if it takes you a long time to heal. And then number four, dreams and hopes might be crushed, but life always has a way of giving you better than you expected. And last but not least, regardless of the situation, babies are a blessing.
Yeah, that's right.
Right. How? Let's get straight into it. Tell me where you met Mr. Dimples and why you decided you're going to give him a chance with you.
Okay, so I met Mr. Dimples in 2020.
Uh huh.
Yeah, this was during COVID.
Oh, during COVID, yeah.
Um, uh, yeah, I was doing my final year in university.
Mm-hmm.
So I first met him like we were staying on the same apartment, but I'll just come across him in the elevator, him
Yeah.
going out, and yeah, we were just neighbors, and we'll just like say hi,
Mm-hmm.
and that was it. And I really thought this guy is cute. He was cute and muscular, and that's kind of my type. So
Hey.
yeah,
Okay. The strong ones, yeah.
but yeah,
Mm, mm.
yeah, but I wasn't really like looking at him like that, like as a potential person or anything.
Okay.
Yeah. So then this was still around January, February. Then in March we got into COVID, right?
Mm.
And then there were lockdown restrictions and everything. And my my roommate, my housemate at that time, she had to go back to Zimbabwe.
Oh,
I
okay.
was living somewhere else, yeah. So she went back home and I was all alone. For like 2 months, I think. I was literally just living alone. Okay, yeah. And those days, the lockdown restrictions were really strict. You couldn't go out, you couldn't do anything.
Mm-hmm.
So I literally had no one. It was my first time being all by myself and just being me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it was fun. It was nice, but you end up missing company, missing people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so this other Sunday, I just went to the rooftop. I went sunbasking actually. So as I was sitting on the rooftop and I'm just minding my own business, and I see that guy come, and I'm texting my friend. I'm telling him, "Oh, there's this cute guy here."
Mm.
Um, yeah, I didn't know where he was from or what he did or whatever. So I'm
Mm.
just like, "Oh, he's really cute." And so my friend ends up calling me, and I'm talking to her. I'm laughing. I'm smiling. And then after the call, he says to me, "I really like your dimple." I'm like, "Oh, okay, thanks." And we just start chatting from there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, then I end up noticing he has dimples too, and I told him I like his dimples as well. So you see where
Hey.
the name comes in?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Mm.
So we're just sitting there, we're vibing, and then we end up discovering we're actually from the same country.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the schools we went to were almost brother and sister school. He
Mm.
was at a boys' eye, I was at a girls' eye.
Right.
Yeah, so we hang out, we're just talking, and then his uncle comes by, and yeah, he introduces him to me, and we just talk. We just spend the whole day hanging out,
Mm.
and I'm like, okay, guys, it's been nice. I'm gonna go and sleep or whatever. And they're like, no, you should come. We have drinks and we can just chill.
Mm.
Yeah, and then I was like, okay, cool. I won't stay for long. Let's go. It's fine.
Mm.
So we went to his place, to his apartment. It's the same building, remember?
Mm-hmm.
So Yeah, we just went to his place. We chilled. We had some drinks, and interesting enough, we were watching the same series,
Oh,
and
nice.
we were actually on the same season. I don't know if he was lying to me or what, but
What
yeah,
series was that?
the 100.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, I think we were like on season 3.
Mm,
Yeah,
mm,
so yeah, this is lockdown. There was nothing else to do. I was doing online school, and yeah, I had to keep myself busy somehow.
yeah.
Yeah, so he puts it on, and we start watching it together. His uncle is married, so eventually he has to leave. He has to go back to his apartment. So we're like, okay, cool, bye. And then we keep on watching our series. And then later we order in some food and we get all cozy. Like we're just vibing.
Explain what old cozy means. But what did old cozy entail?
Okay, we just stayed on the same couch and then we had the blankets and we
Mm.
had some snacks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we were both people who really enjoy watching series. I don't know, I think we watched like 7 or 10 episodes that night. We didn't sleep.
Wow.
Only until it was around 5 a.m. I'm like, yo, nigga, I have lessons today, so I need to go and get some sleep before I attend my online classes.
Mm.
It's like, yeah, but they're online classes. You can always do them here. I'm like, no, I need to go back to my place. I hadn't been to my room since the previous day. I'm
Mm.
like, no, I need to go. It's like, okay, so can I see you later? I'm like, okay, I'll see. And then I go to my room.
Yeah.
And then he does whatever he's doing. Okay, we exchange numbers as well.
Mm-hmm.
So as soon as I get to my room, he's texting me. He's asking if we can make plans for today.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like, nigga, so I'm not trying to I'm not trying to do anything. But then so eventually we start hanging out like every day. It becomes an everyday thing.
Mm-hmm.
We spend our nights together. Sometimes he comes to my room, I go to his room. It's just, yeah, we're hanging out and everything. And
Okay.
then,
So when you say spending nights together, this is spending nights together, still watching series and stuff, right? Hanging out and
yeah,
okay, yeah, yeah.
yeah, nothing is happening.
Yeah, yeah.
Nothing deep is happening. Yeah.
Mm.
But then this guy starts hinting that he likes me and everything. And after my breakup, I was just not in a space where I was ready for anyone or anything.
How long had it been since your breakup?
It had been like 5, 6 months, I think.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. Mm.
Yeah. So at that point, I don't think I really still believed in love or anything like that. So
Yeah.
I was not trying to jump into that.
Mm.
But then this guy is writing me long text. He's expressing his feelings. He's telling me I'm emotionally unavailable. I pull him in, I pull him. But I'm not really doing anything. I'm just hanging out with a friend.
Mm.
But he feels differently.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we keep hanging out, and I'm just keeping him at a session level. Yeah,
Yeah.
but eventually, um, I'm like, okay, fine, let's give it a try. The relationship thing a try. But I was not very emotionally available for him that time.
Okay.
So he was really into me, but I was into him as well, but it wasn't that deep yet.
Mm.
Yeah. So yeah, it just goes on, and now we're like nearly almost cohabiting.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it was like in the third month when things got physical. And yeah, at first it was just making out, and yeah, I really gave him a hard time.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I did.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. So things are interesting. He's really a sweet guy. He takes me out for dates, and he does little things. We really couldn't go out because there were still some lockdown restrictions.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, whatever he can do, he tries to do that. And yeah, things are great. I got a toothache, I remember, and he was really there for me. And it was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, and yeah, things were just like that for a while. And then just at the weekend, we were spending a lot of time together, and now it's just really getting. I'm a person who loves my me time as well.
Yeah.
So this other Friday, I just told him I need some time to myself, and then he's like, okay, cool. When can I see you? I'm like, I'll tell you, but I just need to be really alone right now. He
Mm-hmm.
doesn't understand that he just wants to be with me all the time.
Yeah.
But then, yeah, so me, I just took my time off. I got some wine and I got some some weed.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
was gonna. I used that. I used to make weed popcorn, and then
Wait a minute. Weed popcorn.
yeah, it's a thing. This was university,
Wow.
so yeah.
I have to say, this is the first time I've heard about that.
Really,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
it's something. But then, yeah, it really got me like high, super high. But
Okay.
when I get high, I just sleep. I sleep and
Yeah.
then I just zone out.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's what happened that weekend. I just had my popcorn, had my wine,
Zoned out.
Netflix, and then I slept.
So
Yeah,
we're having both weed and alcohol.
yeah, man.
What was wrong in your life? What was going?
I don't know. I was just, it was just a thing.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Mm.
So yeah, I just the whole weekend I was out. I wasn't on social media. I wasn't talking to anyone.
Mm.
And then I could hear like someone knocking on my door, but I just never opened the door. I was just in my own world, you know?
Literally.
Yeah. So
Uh,
yeah. And then eventually I slept it off and I woke up and I was now sober. And this was Monday morning now. I slept the whole weekend. I would just wake up, cook food, eat something, go back to sleep.
mm,
Yeah, that was the whole weekend.
mm.
And then on Monday, I go back online. I see like a million messages from this guy. He's telling me, I know you're with someone. I know you're hiding stuff from me. He's saying a lot.
Mm.
So I just tried to explain to him what really happened. It's like I came and knocked. I could tell there was someone in there. Yeah, he's saying a lot of things.
Oh, you guys.
And
He's assuming that you were with someone the whole time.
he's assuming I was with someone. And I'm like, dude, I was just by myself and this is what I did. But he's not having any of that. He's already telling me you're lying to me. I know you are doing some shady stuff. I have a whole university degree. You can't lie to me. I'm like, where's this coming from? Yeah. I'm like, where's this coming from?
Mm.
And then I'm like, no, you know what? I think we should just take some time out. I'm not about this with you right now. And then he's like, okay, but you see how messed up you are. I should have known you were like this. I'm like, what are you even talking about? Because honestly, I was just in my room.
Mm.
And then we fight about it and we end up just saying, okay, it's fine, it's fine. And then we go quiet on each other. And I think a week passes by that he's not really talking to me. He just comes at night, he leaves me some food, and then he just says hi. And I'm just like, hi back. And he says, I'm going to sleep. I'm like, okay. And then, yeah, that's now our routine. We're no longer spending time together.
But
And eventually,
were we still staying together because you said you were kind of cohabiting?
no, he was in his own place. I was at mine, but we are on the same building. Yeah.
So
That's,
so he wasn't talking to you, but he's bringing you food.
yeah, sometimes. Yeah.
Okay. So you bring the
Yeah.
food to your door, hi, and then he's gone.
Yeah. And then it's gone. And it was just like that. And I'm
Huh.
like, okay, cool.
Okay.
Yeah. So I had a little business that time. I was sending things back to them.
Mm.
Yeah. So his uncle, he had some transport that I was using. So this other time I go and leave him some stuff. He tells me, "Oh, Mr. Dimples is sick."
Mm.
And then I'm like, "Oh, okay, cool." Then I go get him some stuff, some snacks and stuff.
Mm.
And then I go to his place. I go see him, and yeah, it's just that. I leave him the food, and I say my goodbyes,
Mm.
and that was it. And yeah, for a while we didn't talk. I just went and checked on him, like, are you getting better? Are you okay? But we're no longer talking that much anymore.
Yeah. And when you say you weren't talking for a while, how long had it been now that you weren't talking for?
Yeah, and now that's like 2 weeks
Two
or three
weeks.
weeks.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
and we just yeah. So eventually we stopped talking entirely, and I delete his number, and I just stopped talking to him.
Oh yeah.
And then
Okay.
he doesn't look for me as well. And then I'm just like,
Mm-mm.
you know what? It's okay. This is done.
But was
Yeah,
it okay? How did you feel when he wasn't talking to you? I mean, like at that
I was
point.
okay. I was okay because this guy accused me of things that I didn't do, and
Oh, okay.
yeah, I was now starting to see all these red flags about how he was just behaving. Like, how
Yeah.
can you blow things out of proportion like that?
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Yeah, so I was just like, okay, it's fine. I was really okay. I didn't get heartbroken or anything at that time.
Mm.
So I move on with my life. And remember, I'm staying in an apartment for two people, and my roommate is still in Zimbabwe.
Mm.
So my other friend was also staying alone. She ends up inviting me to stay with her so that I don't have to pay double rent.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm like, okay, it's fine. End of month I'll move out.
Mm.
And then end of month I moved out. I never went and said goodbye to this guy. I just left.
Yeah. There was no need because you weren't talking, right?
Yeah, there was
Mm.
no need. We were not talking, and then I deleted his number as well. So yeah,
Wow.
to each his own.
Mm. Mm.
Yeah. And then I go to this new place, everything is fine. But now I'm seeing I haven't gotten my period.
Yay!
I'm not panicking. And then I'm like, oh my God, I don't even have this guy's number anymore.
Ah, 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 ah. Mm.
Imagine. So now I had to go on Instagram. I had to DM this guy and say, hey, I lost your number. There's something I really need to ask you quickly.
Mm.
And he's like, oh, okay, cool. He gives me his number. And then I sent him a message. I asked him, is there any possibility that I could be pregnant? Because there was one time when things got, yeah, you know. So
Mm.
he says, I'm not entirely sure, but you should get a pregnancy test.
Mm.
I'm like, oh my God, no, I'm in my final year. This can't be happening.
Yeah.
I'm applying for my master's. And at that time, I just received a full-time scholarship for a master's program.
Mm.
Yeah, so I then go to the pharmacy, and then I get some pregnancy test, and it's positive.
Ay, 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 ay,
Yeah,
ay.
like my world just came crumbling down. Like, how did this happen? Because I remember even going to a pharmacy at some point. I wanted to buy some contraceptives, but I had left my card at home. So I was just like, I'll come back. But I never got around to it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And now, yeah, that was a lot.
Yeah.
And yeah, I told this guy, okay, this is it. Yeah. And then he says, so what do you want to do? Whatever you want to do, I'll support you. I'm like, I'm not sure. I have to think about it.
Yeah.
And he says, okay, let me know.
Mm.
And then now we have to kind of talk every day. But then it's different now because we ended on some weird
Yeah. On
vibes.
some next level. Yeah. Mm.
Yeah. And then so over the phone we start just arguing about everything. It's
Mm.
just entirely different. It's no longer the person I used to know. It's
Yeah.
just different now.
And that's because tensions are high on both ends, right? He's,
Yeah,
you know,
because no one was expecting this.
mm.
Yeah. So now we have to figure out how we're gonna do this. And then he says you should come to my place and we should talk about this in person.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, okay, I'll do that. And I got to his place, and the vibe is different. Everything is entirely different now.
Mm.
And I can just say this is not even gonna work, but I don't know what we're gonna do.
When you say this isn't going to work, when you went there, what were you guys meant to be talking about to see if it will work? Were you trying to see if you can get back together?
Yeah, we were trying to see if we can get back together, whether we should keep the baby or whether I should terminate. But we are just arguing about everything. Every point I say, he crashes it.
Right,
Everything he says, it also doesn't go well with me. So
right.
we're just not getting each other.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. So I meant to stay at his place for a couple of days, but I only stayed one day. And I was like,
Mm.
no, I'm not having any of this. I think the pregnancy also really just hated him. I don't know. Yeah, because I didn't want anything to do with him at all. But I was really trying to be, you know, to
Yeah.
say something if
Mm.
it's going to work or what. But
Mm-hmm.
then, yeah, we're just not disagreeing. We're just not agreeing on anything. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I end up going back to my place and I tell him, I'm not ready for this and I don't think I can do this by myself. Maybe I should consider terminating this pregnancy.
Oh, okay.
And he's like, I'll support you, whatever you want to do. It's up to you, really. And I'm like, I'm just still considering it. I'm not sure because now I have. What do I even say at home? Because
Mm.
that's how home is. I'm like, okay, if we're keeping it, what's going to happen? What's the plan? Because I still want to do my master's. And yeah, at that time, you were saying, I don't think I'm ready to stay with you full time. I can get you a place to stay. He
Right.
was just saying a lot of things. I'm just like, rentals are really expensive. And I don't know if you can really deliver those promises you're making right now. We have
Mm.
to be realistic.
Mm.
And then, yeah, he says, you don't believe in me, you doubt me, all those things. I'm like, okay, fine. No, I'm not going to talk to you about this anymore. I'll just go to your uncle.
Mm-mm.
So he says, no, don't involve my family in this. And I'm like, we are having a baby. Family is going to have to be involved. At some point, I'm even going to have to tell my parents. He
100%.
says,
Yeah.
yeah, give me time to figure it out. And I'm like, okay, I'll give you like a week and you come up with a solid plan, or I'm telling your uncle and I'm also going to tell my family. And then, yeah, at that time, we're not really talking. And then now I'm really sick. Like, morning sickness is doing a lot.
Yeah.
I can't even stomach anything. I can't eat anything.
Mm-mm.
And I'm telling him I need to go to the doctor. I had a medical aid, but so it was okay. I just needed someone to go with me
Mm.
because I think I had 3 days where I couldn't even stomach anything, and it was getting really bad.
Yeah.
So my friend eventually takes me to the doctor, and yeah, he recommends a scan and certain things, and they tell him this, and just like, okay. And I'm like, yeah, so what are we going to do about telling your family, my family, what's the plan B?
Mm.
And it's like, just wait for me, give me time, you're giving me too much pressure. I'm like, okay, cool. Eventually, I go to his uncle, and I just tell him the whole thing. And then his uncle is like, okay, let me talk to him. And then I don't know what he talks about, but he comes back to me on some, yeah, he's very short tempered and he is very loud. It's just, I'm a very quiet and gentle person,
Yeah.
and he was just really being too loud for me
Mm-hmm.
because he would come with all this insult. Why did you go to my uncle? I told you not to involve my family in this. He's just saying a lot.
Mm.
And I'm in my final year, so I have my dissertation. I have research, and I have a lot of things going on in my exams. My final exams are coming up.
Yeah.
So I'm also under a lot of pressure from school, the pregnancy, and he's not helping. So it's
Mm-mm.
just really a lot. It's taking a toll on me. And yeah, the pregnancy wasn't easy. I was sick a lot of times, but he wasn't even there. He was giving me a hard time. Everything was just drama with him.
Yeah.
yeah, so months pass by, and my visa is expiring. So this was now in like October, November.
Mm.
My visa was expiring in December. So I have to go home eventually, and I have to come clean to my
Yay.
family because they
Mm.
don't know yet all this. Everyone still thinks all is well.
So how many weeks in were you at this point?
At this point, I think I'm not sure, maybe 3 months in, or
Oh
yeah,
yeah. Okay, yeah, yeah. Mm.
yeah. So I had to go to the for the scan as well. So I invite him. Let's go to the doctor. And he's like, no, I don't have time for that. I'm trying to hustle here. You're staying a lot. You're gonna need
Mm-mm.
things for this baby. You're not even working. It's saying a lot.
Mm-mm.
I'm realizing, oh my god, this person is very toxic.
Yeah.
What did I do?
Yeah. And you're
And
starting to
then
realize that you might be in this on your own as well, right?
yeah, that's
Yeah.
now dawning on me that I'm doing this by myself.
Mm-mm.
So I go to the scan by myself, and yeah, he's the first to ask, what's the gender of the baby? I'm like, you didn't come,
You know,
but you want to know.
I've always wanted to know what it feels like going to such things on your own.
It's very emotional.
Mm.
Yeah, it was a very emotional day for me because you are there. There are also other people, there are couples.
Yeah.
And for me, it's always something that I wanted to eventually go there with my person,
Mm.
everything the right
Mm.
way.
Mm.
But now I'm there all alone.
Mm.
And this is in a foreign country, even. So it was
Oh,
very,
so there's that added layer of kind of loneliness because already you're feeling like you don't have the people you need to be
yeah,
around you around you. You're a
I'm
foreigner.
not,
Yeah, okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I can't even tell my family because I
Yeah.
don't know what's going to
Ish.
happen with this. So it was really very, yeah. And
Mm.
yeah, they can't really tell the sex of the baby yet,
Yeah.
but the doctor says most likely she's a girl.
Mm-hmm.
So I tell him that, and he's like, oh, okay, cool. I wanted a boy. I'm like,
Uh-uh.
yo,
What does it mean you wanted a boy? What are you talking about?
yeah, what are you
You know,
talking
you're
about?
exhibiting all the signs of not wanting to have this child, and then you're saying you wanted a
Yeah,
boy? Come on. Get
yeah.
out of
I'm just
here.
like, yeah, that's just you. And then I'm just
Mm.
like, okay, fine. Now I'm trying to figure out a way to tell my family all of this.
Mm.
So yeah, I got very depressed, and school was really, final year is a lot. And this was COVID. We're not even really going to school. We're just doing online lessons. But
Mm-mm.
then the exams are still the same. We still have to do a whole research and write everything.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. And so at some point, I even asked my friend, you know what? Let's let's find those abortion pills. I wasn't sure about it, but I was like,
Yo.
I need an option. I need a way out because this guy is just stressing me, and I can't do this thing.
Yeah.
So we actually went and got them, but I never. I wasn't courageous enough to use them. That's the
Mm.
truth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I just had them there. Then I started thinking about everything, and I'm like, no, I can't do this.
Mm-hmm.
Then yeah, I ended up throwing them away. And this guy is just they insulting me even when I'm writing my exams.
Had you told him that you're gonna consider aborting?
Yeah, I had told him,
You told?
and he
Did
had
you tell
said
him? Did you tell him you're thinking about it or you're going to do it?
I actually told him I got the pills,
Yeah.
and then he was like, if you do it, let me know. And then after I didn't do it, the weekend I planned to do it, I told him I couldn't do it, and just like, okay, cool. And then yeah, he was just I don't know. He was just a different person. We
Mm.
couldn't relate. We couldn't. Yeah.
Mm.
So eventually, I had to tell my family. I had to tell my mom's sister because I couldn't face telling my mom first.
Mm.
And then yeah, she was just like, no, it's okay. We'll figure this out. What is the guy saying? And then I just told her everything.
Mm.
And they're like, okay, I will tell your mom. Yeah, you just focus on writing your exams,
Mm.
and then everything else will figure it out.
Mm.
Then yeah, my mom was eventually told, and then you know how mothers are.
Mm.
Yeah, This was really heartbreaking because I never wanted to disappoint him like that.
Yeah.
You know, it
Yeah.
felt like I was disappointing it in that time, even though, yeah. So, do you know, like, you know how African parents are? You have to go and stay with this guy.
Mm.
I'm like, you guys don't understand the toxicity that's just in that relationship. I cannot.
S- So the initial reaction was you have to go and stay with this guy.
Yeah, you have to go and stay with that guy because what are you gonna do? You guys were in love.
This is a cultural nuance, isn't it? To say,
Yeah,
okay.
you guys were in love. So now why are you saying you can't stay together?
Mm.
I'm like, guys, you don't understand. And then, yeah, they were pushing me. I'm like, you know what? You should talk to this guy because me and him, we're not really in like good books.
Mm.
And then I'm just like, no, it's because both of you tensions are just high, but you need to sit down and talk. And I'm like, we already tried that. It didn't work out.
Mm.
And then I gave them his uncle's number and then his number as well. And
Mm.
then he starts talking to my uncle. My uncle starts talking to Mr. Dimples. And this guy, hi,
Mm.
is just something else, I
Mm.
tell you. He talks to my uncle. He starts just saying your child is very loose.
Ah. Ah.
Why
Ah.
was she
Ah.
not? Why was she not on any contraceptive?
Ah. Ah.
She
Ah.
even told me she wanted to abort that baby. He's telling my uncle all this now.
Well, why wasn't he on contraception himself? Why wasn't he using a
Yeah,
condom? Why wasn't he pulling out?
he-
You
I'm
know?
like, and then yeah, my uncle just forwarded the message and just like, yeah, I see what's going on.
Yeah.
It's okay. I'll talk to your mom. You don't have to go stay with him. This is too toxic.
Mm.
Because he was saying the most ridiculous things.
Mm.
And it's to my uncle, at least he can be disrespectful to me, but to my uncle, come on.
Mm.
And then, yeah, so his uncle as well, like he's being disrespectful to everyone, including his uncles and his family, because now his family also knows about this through his uncle. He just doesn't want to listen to anyone.
Mm.
Yeah, and so it's just like, you should leave him alone. And now my aunts are involved as well. And
Ay,
then,
ay, ay, ay.
yeah, they're like, no, you can't go and stay with this guy.
Mm.
You can come stay with us and then we'll figure everything out.
Mm. Mm.
Yeah, so I finished my exams and lucky enough, I passed. And so, yeah,
Congratulations.
that's done. Yeah, thank you. Yeah. So now I have to go back to gym. And, it's another stress altogether because you went to school but now you're coming back pregnant. Yeah,
What you ordered versus what you got. You know.
imagine. Yeah, it was just really a hard time, and I'm like, yeah, it was a lot.
Mm.
So I was just really depressed the whole time. I went back to gym. It was really a humbling moment for me.
Yeah.
And yeah, because of my side hustle, I was able to buy preparation stuff. And this guy, I told him, I'm going to Zim on this day. If you want us to meet before,
Yeah.
we can meet. And because I later went for another scan and he didn't come as well.
Yeah. What did he use
Yeah,
for an excuse the second time round?
for an excuse, it's just like, where, what. Yeah, those were
Mm.
his
Mm.
excuses. I'm like, okay, fine. I'm leaving for them. If you want to see me before I go, um, let's let's meet up and then you can, yeah. But he doesn't even see me. I eventually leave and I go without even seeing him.
Do you know why you were still so gracious to him, even though he was being an absolute douche?
I don't know.
Mm.
I thought maybe really it was just like he was not ready, but he was going to eventually have to face reality. But I can see no, this person is not even like getting ready or changing.
Yeah.
So I'm like, it's fine. And then when I get to see him, his mom starts talking to me, and
Mm.
apparently he is an only child.
Okay.
And what happened during his birth is also kind of similar to what he was doing now. So remember
Oh,
when I said know the person you are sleeping with and their past traumas? Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. So if I had known this, maybe I would have done things differently.
So you're saying if
But
did his mom get pregnant in a similar way?
yeah, it was almost in a similar way. And the
Yeah.
dad was just not available as he was doing. He
Mm,
was just repeating the cycle, sort of, more or less, it was the same situation.
I see. Okay.
Yeah, and now his mom is telling me all this, and
Mm,
he's like, but because of how I raised him, I think I hoped he would act differently
yeah.
because he knows how it is and how hard it is for me.
Yeah.
But he's just being the same, yeah, even worse. And
Mm-mm.
then the family are like, okay, we want to come and pay damages and then we can sort out relations. Because they also asked him, is there any possibility that this baby could not be yours?
Mm,
And that one, he never denied it. He knew the baby was his, but
okay.
yeah, yeah. So it's like, yeah, I talked to him and I asked maybe if he thinks maybe the baby is not his, but he's very certain that it's you guys, yeah, it's possibly his baby.
Yeah.
And then so that's sorted. And then now I'm home and just, yeah. And he's just being the asshole that he was being.
Mm,
And yeah, months pass by and he doesn't cooperate, he doesn't do anything. His mom, his family, they're all very helpful. They want to do everything right. But
mm,
it's just him who doesn't want to cooperate with anyone.
mm.
Yeah, so now my uncles are like, no, if he doesn't want to come and pay damages, we don't want you to come on his behalf. He has to come himself because,
Ooh.
yeah, because of also how he had spoken to them. My uncles were like, no, we don't really care about all that. What we need from you is actual respect.
Mm-mm.
And then it's like he didn't want to come to them. So, yeah, it was still lockdown restrictions and whatnot. He, at that time, he blames it on that.
Mm,
So it was fine. And then I had the most difficult birth. It was terrible.
mm,
Yeah, my BP was high. I had to be induced. It was just, yeah, it was a lot.
mm,
I
mm.
lost a lot of blood and had to get 3 transfusions. It was a lot.
Wow. Yeah. Ish.
Yeah. The only thing that kept me going was, no, I can't die on this baby. The death
Mm,
is already, yeah, being like this. So yeah, I had a baby girl, yeah, and yeah, it was kind of sort of there now, but not really.
mm,
Yeah, it just I think yeah, the excitement of the baby got to him at some point,
mm,
and we were kind of talking that I think after a month or two, he went
mm.
back to his old self. Um, it was just I don't know, and yeah, up to this day, he has never been excuse me, he has never been to my house. He has never seen his kid.
And how long has it been now?
No, it's been 4 years. Yeah.
Yeah, he's not coming, is he?
Yeah, he's not. And I ended up having to block him on all platforms because every time he talked to me, he ended up insulting me for things that I don't even. He was just hot tempered. I don't know. He was just
Mm,
unreasonable. I'm a very reasonable person, but yeah, this guy. Yeah, and his mother was like, I don't even know who I raised anymore. I tried as well to talk to him to make him do the right thing, but
mm,
he's totally a different person now. Yeah, so
mm.
I left an open invitation that whenever you want to call me or do something, you can call me and you can talk to your baby.
Yeah.
But he never acted upon that. But he has my mom's number, and then yeah, his mom as well. If he had to send something for the baby, he sent it through his mom, and that was not even a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he couldn't even send me. He couldn't even like communicate with me. He had to do things
Mm,
through his mom.
mm, mm.
Yeah, and then the other time when you wanted to take the birth certificate of the baby, um, yeah, it's like, yeah, you should put my surname. I'm like, dude, why would I ever do that? It's not like you even did anything for this child.
Yeah, yeah,
And
true.
if I ever want to go somewhere with this baby, you're just gonna make it difficult for me.
True.
So I'm not gonna do that.
Mm.
So I just ended up having to go and do it by myself. And yeah, he's now estranged to his mom, to me.
Isn't
Yeah,
strange to
it's
his
just a
own
stage.
mother.
Yeah, his mom is always, I'm even closer to his mom than he is. She's always complaining.
Why? What's
He
happened
doesn't
there?
respond to my messages.
Why? What,
I
what? What
don't
happened?
even know. He just got distant. And then because his mom was always telling him, you should do right by your child, yeah, that just pushed him away. He didn't want to hear any of that. So
Mm.
now I think it's been years they haven't even seen each other as well.
It sounds like running away from responsibility and accountability.
Yeah, and it's his only child. He is an only child. So for his mom, that should be really difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know. Some people are just, yeah,
Yeah, they're just wired differently, aren't they?
yeah, they just wired differently, right? Yeah. So yeah. Now, I think when I was now here at work, like, so I later, fast forward, I found a good job and
Yeah.
my life is going well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he reaches out to me on Facebook, I think, because I didn't block him there, but Instagram, I definitely blocked him. He
Mm.
reaches out
Mm.
and he says, oh, I haven't been doing well, so that's why I haven't been there for you and the baby. I'm like, oh my God. And he still stays where I left him.
Mm.
So I know a couple of people who are still there know him as well, and they know the story, and they're just like, "Hi, you know what? You did good. You just left because this guy, his life is not moving. He's not going anywhere. It's just stagnant."
Mm.
Yeah. So when I say dreams might be crushed, but sometimes life always ends up giving you something better. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, I didn't get to do my masters, but yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, you didn't get to do your masters at all?
Yeah, I ended up just, I had to take a gap year and then, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Well, you know what? Just listening to how things panned out, two things are the same in the stories we have on the podcast. For you, number five, lesson number five is regardless of the situation, babies are a blessing. That
Yeah,
child is a real blessing to you. And I can almost hear it coming through how you speak about her. You haven't said much about her,
yeah.
but
That child is really a blessing. She is so
mhm.
smart and she has the cutest dimples ever.
Oh man.
Yeah, so whenever I look at those dimples, I'm just like,
Yeah.
"Ah, yeah, live.
Yeah, it takes you back in time, eh? That it's those same dimples that got you attracted to someone.
Yeah,
Mm. But I was just thinking
yeah,
about how, you say that regardless of the situation, that baby's a blessing for you because you can remember the things that you've gone through,
yeah.
for
Now
for
I
you
can
to be
remember.
where you are with her. And then on the other
Yeah,
hand, just taking it back again to episode 199, my guest's second lesson in that episode was not everyone is meant to have a child.
yeah, yeah. Definitely,
Because of
like this guy.
yeah.
But actually, it turns out he has another baby, and the baby is almost the same age as my own.
What?
My friend later told me because some of my friends ended up having to follow him on Instagram just to see, and then he was posting this baby a lot, and yeah, So, but he's not married. We don't know about the baby mother or the dynamics of that relationship, but they're almost the same
What?
age. Yeah, it's wild.
That is
And
insane.
his mother doesn't know about this baby at all.
Oh my days.
Yeah.
Well, I guess your lesson number one really comes to life when you say past traumas and past hurts matter. Know who you're getting in bed with, literally.
Exactly.
Because, yo.
Yeah. I could have saved myself from all this by just knowing who really this guy was.
No, you couldn't. And then your second lesson there is love yourself enough to walk away from toxic relationships. Yeah, I think... I think you tried to walk away, but what made it difficult for you was knowing that you're having a child and your desire for that child to be and your desire for the child to be involved with the dad, for them to be a unit, which is why you said, look, I'll keep my number unblocked whenever you want to reach out. So that one I can see the difficulty you may have had doing that. Number 3, you were okay before you met them. Sure, you were okay before you met him. You obviously had a really difficult time with the pregnancy. But now you've had time to heal. You speak with confidence about your relationship with your daughter.
It's not something I can look back at and just say, it happened.
And you have a good relationship with his mom. And just because he's chosen not to be available, you've managed to heal and keep love strong where it matters. And then, number 4, dreams and hopes might be crushed. I'm guessing you're talking about your masters and where you wanted to see yourself from an academic point of view.
Yeah.
But life always has a way of giving you better than you expected, which is the experience that you now have being a mother.
Yeah, that's true.
And then last but not least, regardless of the situation, babies are a blessing. Oh, man. Now I get why the name Hawa is actually very relatable for you, because I really see it now, because it means life is associated with Eve, is associated with mothers, and the mother of humanity.
And you see, how mothers play the role. Yeah, his mother, my mom, me as well, becoming a mother. So
Well, how I really wish you the best, especially with your
princess.
Thank
you so much.
I think you're already doing a sterling job of that. As far as he goes, who knows? Some people just need a bit of time to grow up and man up. And I think it's really commendable that you're trying to at least keep that channel open to say whenever you're ready to do the right thing for your daughter, do the right thing, whatever that feels like, whatever that is.
Yeah, whatever that feels like.
Because at some point she's gonna ask the question, where's my dad? That's if you're that's if you're not with someone. So man, keep doing what you're doing, and just want to say thank you for sharing this story on the Feeling Station.
Yeah, you're welcome. It's been lovely being here talking to you.
Yeah. And for those listening to this episode, you've been listening to another episode of The Feeling Station. I'm your host, Tinto, and I will catch you in next weekend's episode. Peace.
Tell me what you're feeling. Tell me what you're feeling. Now that it's over. Let me talk about my feelings. Let me talk about my feelings, yeah.
Rudoi motoru no toku jiziro amai.
Jiziro amai. Love is a fire.
Rudoi motoru no toku jiziro amai.